Welcome back to the Infinite Gold Podcast. Your hosts, Bre and Anthony Goldner. And we have an amazing guest with us today, Anthony Enih. How are you doing today, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing amazing. How are y'all doing?
Great,
Doing
great.
fantastic.
If you're new to the show, this is the Infinite Gold Podcast. We have well over 40 episodes now, and we like to talk about your personal mindset, your professional business, your vitality, health, and your community, everything involved in the infinity model. And today, we've got our special guest, Anthony Enih, and he is a former engineer, MBA in business, NLP trainer, real estate broker, and coach. So as you can see, a lot of the topics we're going to talk about today is going to be about your personal mindset and your professional business. Anthony, thanks again for being on the show with us today. If you can, give us a quick 2 to 3 minute bio as to who you are for our listeners.
Yeah, no, definitely. And that was such an amazing introduction, by the way. So my name is Anthony. I'm from the Texas area, in the Houston area, and I actually got into the mindset part of life, like everybody does, by messing up. So,
Yeah, we feel that.
so yeah. Oh man. I started my real estate career about a year after I graduated college. So I waited a very long time. And because I knew absolutely nothing about real estate, I got scammed.
Oh,
And
mhm.
that kind of started my journey because I realized that there was so much for me to learn and grow from. And I was at a job I hated. I was in a deal that I hated. There was just so many things about my life that I just didn't like.
Mhm.
And I slowly started making changes. I went back into school. I got a degree in business, got my MBA. I opened up my own real estate brokerage firm after winning several awards like top 20 under
Nice.
40. And
Nice.
all of these accomplishments really came after I changed how I looked at
Mm.
myself and the world.
Yeah, that's so good.
Nice.
I love how you talked about right off the beginning is the vulnerable state that a lot of people don't like to talk about. You talked about, being scammed. You talked about, things not going well. And that's what brought you to where you are today. And it's taught you a lot of the things that you now know. And then you took it into, well, if I'm getting scammed, most of the time other people are too. So I'm going to help other people by not getting scammed.
Yeah.
Yes.
But-
That's
Yes, no,
awesome.
definitely. I mean, because a lot of times, right, it's those complications, those obstacles that we face in life
Mhm.
that really help to accelerate us on the path that we should be going in.
Yeah.
So instead of looking at it as woe is me,
Mhm.
just adopting the ultimate victim mentality, I just knew that there was such a big opportunity because, I'm not stupid. If I can
Yeah.
get scammed, then a lot of people can get
Mhm.
scammed. So why not be that resource so that people have somebody to go to?
So good.
Yeah, it was like shifting that perspective of
Mhm.
like this is bad and this is happening to me. Like it can happen to anybody, and now you're getting to help people that could be going through that.
Oh yes, definitely. I think in every situation we have an opportunity to respond to it in a way that
Yeah.
serves our highest self, and
Yes.
and just understanding that you're not limited by the situations that have happened in life. If anything, these are the things that help to empower you.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Right. Yeah, no, it's that open hand concept.
Mhm.
You're like, I got an open hand. I'm willing to help others, and I know good things will come back around for me because I'm doing good in the world.
Oh, yes, definitely. I mean, we love these movies, Pursuit of Happiness, and
Such a
all
great
of
movie.
these rags to riches stories,
Yeah.
right? But then,
Mhm.
like, you want to be the protagonist for like 90 minutes.
Yeah.
But that story really, it might have really matriculated over 9 years.
Very true.
And
Mhm.
that reality is a part that a lot of people, they don't really accept, for
True. Yeah.
their own story. But doing that, the earlier you do that, the better you're able to experience this thing that we have called life.
I love that. And that kind of ties into a lot of the concepts that we're talking about right now is we're talking about your burnout and we're talking about your energy focus. And you being an NLP trainer and a coach to entrepreneurs, a coach to other real estate agents and other brokers, what is it that has to do with burnout and your energy that kind of will help you get through what you just mentioned of wanting something to happen right now when we all know it's not going to happen for another couple of years?
There's a couple of things that I want people to know. The first thing is it's called the law of gestation, and it's one of the reasons. Before we started this call, we kind of talked about a little bit about family. For
Hmm.
myself, I have 3 daughters, and it didn't matter how eager I was for any of my children to be born. I couldn't go home and just scream to my wife, like, "Where's the baby at?" Like, it was gonna take
Yeah.
9 months.
Yep. It's
It was
true.
gonna take 9 months
Yeah.
for a healthy baby to come out.
Hmm.
And so that's one of the things that I want people to understand when it comes to burnout. When you're moving in the direction of something that it is that you want, you have to
Hmm.
understand that your part is your part, and the other part is not the part that you can really be worried about. I think there's, people talk about the serenity prayer, things of that nature. So just
Yeah.
understanding that you can only do what you can do, right? And God has to take care of the rest. And if you're not, religious, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
It's higher power, universe, whatever, however
Hmm.
you want to phrase that. It takes time for other things to happen.
Yes.
I love fruits. Y'all always see me on, if y'all ever see me on a call or something, I probably have a bowl of, whatever local fruit or seasonal fruit it is at that
Hmm.
time. Right now, it's still a little bit of watermelon season. It's
Yeah.
about to be
Yes.
done. But as much as I love watermelon, I can't just, throw it in the microwave and it comes out. That's just not how life works.
Yeah.
Um, and another thing is to also understand that burnout is something that people have labeled as a problem when in reality, a lot of times what burnout truly is people moving in the wrong direction for such a long period of
Mm.
time that they're
Yeah.
tired of moving
Hmm.
in that direction.
Uh,
But that doesn't mean that you don't have any energy.
Hmm.
Doesn't mean that that there's something wrong with you. A lot of times people just need a permission slip. They need a permission slip to do what it is that they truly want to do because, just to kind of go back to college,
Hmm.
we all have, a friend or two that we know growing up that would play video games all the
Hmm.
time. And they'll be
Yep.
like, oh, they're like, so they don't have any motivation. They lack motivation. And it
Hmm.
was like, no, they're motivated. They're motivated to get up in the morning, go get their favorite snacks,
Yep.
go sit down in their favorite chair,
Hmm.
put on their favorite game,
Hmm.
and sit there and be focused for hours.
Yeah.
So playing video games is a form of focusing, right?
Hmm.
it's just the
So
wrong
it's
form
not
of
that,
focus.
yeah, it's just the
Hmm.
wrong,
Well,
it's
depending
it's
on who you
wrong
are.
in exactly, right? If you're an e-gamer, by the
Yeah,
way,
yeah.
e-gamers, yeah, they are like, they're making money out there,
They
but
are.
A different
uh
kind of creature.
completely different kind of beast.
Hmm.
And you know, when you were talking about burnout, what we're really talking about is allowing people the opportunity to do what it is that they truly want to in their lives. A lot of times when people are met with burnout, on the opposite side of that same coin is a dream, an ambition, a desire for either a completely different goal or a completely different way to go about that goal that they don't feel like they have the rights to pursue. So just understanding that we have trillions of cells in our body. One of those cells splits, that's an atomic bomb, right? So
Yeah.
do we
Hmm.
really have a lack of energy or do we have a lack of direction?
Hmm.
And
Mm,
allowing
that's
yourself to
good.
flow in the right
Yeah.
direction can really open up the gateways for you to be the best version of who you truly want to be.
Yeah. No, I think you said it right too. And the way I was thinking of it is just basically like you said, you have the energy. It's just about redirecting it to where it's necessary, energy driven towards your goals, or the energy driven towards the things that are going to bog you down and burn up your energy.
Exactly. Exactly.
So I love that, because a lot of people unfortunately need that permission. They need that permission slip to do what they truly want to do. So when you have clients, or you, let's just say, have real estate agents or brokers that come to you and they're like, this is the job I'm in, this is what I'm doing, I don't know if this is what I truly want to do. I like all these other things, but I just can't do those things. I'm here. How do you kind of steer or navigate with them on maybe they need to stick it out with they're at, or maybe it's time to try something new?
It's a great question, because a lot of times what people are really coming to me to ask for is permission to really feel the way that they feel at that time, right? If you're stressed out and you're like, hey, I know that, let's say, for instance, we'll use a classical example, a real estate agent,
Mm-hmm.
right? Real estate agents' incomes are dependent on the people that they're working with.
Yeah.
And that can change depending on the time of the year,
Mhm.
right? Maybe in the summer, there's so many people to work with.
Yep.
And in the fall, the winter is not enough people to work with, right? So you're just constantly teetering, and your emotions are being dictated by what's on the news, or what your friend said, or what social
Mhm.
media believes should be happening.
Mm-hmm.
In reality, you intrinsically know what it is that you want to do. Some people, hey, maybe you don't even want to be in real estate. And I think that's something that people need to also accept is, hey, maybe you're evolving into a higher position, or into a
Yeah.
completely different vertical that
Yes.
can use all of the resources that you have. Doesn't make you a bad person, doesn't make you a quitter, doesn't make you, like, any less of an individual if you're not doing exactly what it is that you were doing 5 years ago. You're
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
just evolving.
Yeah. And it's almost like some people really hold on to whatever career or job that they've been working with
Mhm.
for a number of years, and they think that they got to stay there, like, oh, I got to get my 20-30 years in, and so I can get retirement. Well, if it's not working and you're not happy, you have the opportunity to shift out of that if it's not working, so you can do something that you are happy doing and that is more aligned.
Yes, no, definitely. It's, those years of being at a company for 30 years, getting the gold Rolex watch, those days have gone for
Mm-hmm.
for a majority of people.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I think everybody's resistant to change to some degree,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
you figure, like, okay, if I make all, especially entrepreneurs, okay, if I start to make all of these different sacrifices,
Mm-hmm.
if I stay up a little bit later, wake up a little earlier, if I basically outwork everybody else, then I will be completely satisfied, because I'll be making so much more money,
Mm-hmm.
and, like, life will be easy with a lot of money. And in reality, if you're not going in the direction of where you should be going, and I don't like to use the word should, because a lot of times people, they just should
Shit
all
all
over
over
themselves.
yourself.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, they
true.
just
I
should
love
all
it.
over
He knows
themselves.
that
Yep.
Yeah.
too.
It's so true.
Yeah.
Greg would high
I,
five
I
him
have
for
to give
that
I have to
one.
give credit to Tony Robbins. He's the one
Mm.
that I
Yeah.
heard that one from the
Mm-hmm.
first time.
Yep.
But there is a direction that your life wants to naturally flow in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was in engineering, I was sitting in cubicles, and people were like, oh, well, you're probably not social enough to go and talk to this client because you're an engineer. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
what? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a human being. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
very social person. Just
Yeah.
because I'm not socially awkward doesn't make me any less of an engineer. And
Yes.
so, yeah, I mean, what happens is, a lot of times people, when they come to me and I listen to what they're saying, truly 90% of what I'm doing, and I'm going to just share this as like a, multi-million dollar secret. What I'm listening to and what I'm always going to hear is a complex equivalence. A
Mm.
complex equivalence basically is when somebody states A means B,
Mm.
but that doesn't always correlate. A,
Mm-hmm.
a quick example, oh, somebody comes to me and says, "Hey, my wife doesn't love me anymore." Well, why doesn't your wife love you anymore? Oh, well, because when I come home, she doesn't have dinner ready for me. Well, so just because your wife doesn't cook dinner for you, or have a fresh hot meal ready for you as soon as you open the door, that means to you that she doesn't love you? What if it means that she respects your space and she respects your ability to make a decision on what it is that you truly want to eat on a daily
Mhm.
basis? See, just that complex equivalence right there could have saved that person years of family therapy and divorce and
Mhm.
alimony and child support just because they made a relationship that didn't even have to exist
Yep.
with two completely independent things of their lives.
I love that. It's reframing their mindset on a certain topic or a certain thing that they're coming to you. They're thinking one thing and reframing their mindset to actually be like, no, this is what it could be. And a lot of times it comes down to also communication.
Mhm.
It's a lack of communication on possibly both sides of the party and or the communication you have with yourself. I think that's a really big thing for us as well as coaches. A lot of times is the communication that someone has with themselves is completely different than the external communication. How do you help navigate people who are internally thinking or saying something, but externally it's not the same thing? They're not aligned with those.
Oh yeah, congruency is very big for me, primarily because if you're not being the person that you know that you want to be, you already know automatically there's a limiting belief. There's a disconnect right there that is a great thing, by the way, because knowing exactly what that limiting belief is and removing that will allow you to get to that goal it is that you want to have. So when people come to me and they have an issue with, let's say, their career and they
Mhm.
want to, just be able to, have a great career, have a great family life, and they're like, "Well, I know I should be doing this and I should be doing that," and,
Yeah.
like we
Should.
said,
Should.
shitting
Yep.
all over
Yep.
themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I know that they genuinely either want to do this thing or they don't want to do this thing and they need that permission to be able to do things in a different manner.
Yeah.
So identifying what those limiting beliefs are is very paramount in helping people become the version of themselves that they want to be.
I love that. One of the things that we like to talk about too is, and when it comes to burnout and energy, is doing something that you enjoy and not being so pigeonholed into business or into certain things that doesn't allow you to replenish your cup, replenish you as the person. Starting, what does Anthony like to do to replenish his cup? And then how do you recommend that to your clients when they come to you and they're just so bogged down? They're like, no, I need to work. I need to work. I need to make more money. I need to make more money. How do you kind of get them to take a step back from that?
That's an amazing question that I don't get asked a lot.
Yeah.
And I think it's because people just don't, they see that you're in the mindset space, so they just figure that everything is already figured out. For me,
It's
what
so
I like
true.
to do,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Not
they're
quite. We're
like, "Oh,
human
you're a
too.
mindset."
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Anthony's perfectly
it's
fine. He's great all the time because he's a mindset coach.
Right? You're
of
like, hold
course,
my
right?
beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, hey, actually, being in this space,
Yes.
but no, to get yourself to a high energy level, and I'm a little bit different, a little unique in how
Hmm.
I do things. I like to always start off my day with fruit. Uh,
Okay.
so I like to intake a lot of fruit.
Hmm.
Fruit have the highest amount of energy. That
Hmm.
energy can be measured in angstroms, and when you look at the scale of foods and the how many angstroms of energy that your body can actually digest, that's
Mm.
actually available. The key word right now is, our hot topic word is uh bioavailability.
Yes.
They have the
Uh-huh.
highest bioavailability.
Mhm.
They completely rehydrate you internally, and that allows you to start your day and truly be present without having to worry about, and you're not going to consciously worry about it, but your brain, your second brain, your gut, technically is your first brain because it develops in utero first.
Yep.
Is digesting something. So I don't get that 2:30 feeling. I don't get the 10:30 feeling either. I sincerely, nutrition is very important for me. But outside of nutrition, as if you're looking at increasing the amount of energy that you're doing to do the things that you want to do on a daily basis, you have to look at what it is that you're doing on a daily basis first. See, some things that, kind of going back to the video game analogy we had at the beginning of this talk, some things you can do for so long a period of time, you almost feel guilty that you're able to do it for that long. When in reality, a lot of times that's a sign that that is the thing that you should be doing. Now, I'm not encouraging people to go out there and, get their favorite game on PS5 and then just, play that all day.
And just binge play.
Yeah, I'm not saying you need to be the Fortnite master or whatever they call them.
Yep.
But there is something that we all enjoy doing that if we did that a lot more, then we could get even better at it and we could monetize that thing. For me, I was astonished. I was astonished by how long I could sit in my studio and make content. Because I was making content about things that were important to me. I'm not lying to y'all. I was in my studio midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., completely full of energy, just going after it. And I made like 50 videos in like 2 months. So but it was because I was in the flow of my zone of genius.
Oof, that's
Being
so
in
good
the
right
flow
there.
of your zone of genius is what allows you to have that unlimited energy because you're no longer spending so much of your own energy restricting yourself.
Yes.
So are you saying when you restrict yourself, you're using more of your energy than what it takes to put out the good stuff that you're good at, the energy that you're good at?
Oh yeah, I mean, just think about it like this. Think about it from the stance of children, right? We all have small children.
Yep.
And children have an abundance of energy. And
Yeah, they
nobody
do.
can second guess that, right?
Nope.
There's just no, they just keep on going until they can't, and they'll just fall down like toy robots, and then they'll, when they wake up, it's right back to it
Right
again,
back to
right?
it.
Dude, it's like a
And
grape and a lick of a cracker and a breath of air.
oh
And you're
yeah,
like, I'm
I
good to
mean,
go.
yeah, give me the dirty cracker that was under the couch for like 5 months. Give me that one.
I'm
That's
good
the
to
one I
go.
want. I don't want to eat any of this healthy stuff that y'all want to give us.
Yeah.
Give
Oh my
me
God.
that dirty piece of candy I saw melted into the sidewalk. That's what I want to put in my mouth.
Yep. That's so fun. That's so funny.
Yeah. And so, but children, they already intrinsically know what lights them up, what gives them energy, because that's what they do. They do the things that they want to do on a daily basis. You don't see your child
right now
standing for
F1 race cars. That's my son's go-to right now.
There's obsessed with
race cars. Left one in here.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. But sorry, continue.
I love it. No, I mean, only thing I was gonna say, you don't see children sitting around for hours perplexed at this, like very hard thing that they are contemplating on whether or not they should do it. It's like, no, they just go for it. Like whatever it is that they want to do. Oh, mommy and daddy told me not to do this, 20 times. I don't care. I'm going to do it anyway.
Number 21.
They're
Here we go.
To catch me. Yeah. They just go for it. And that's honestly, I feel like one of the biggest lessons that people can get, especially from just looking at their surroundings, looking at nature, looking at the environment, looking at their own children, understanding that as you're performing in your zone of genius, you can do whatever that thing is until you just don't have any energy, or until you're like, hey, I know I still have a lot of energy and I need to go to sleep. So let me be responsible and go to sleep. But as soon as I wake up, I'm getting back to it. people operating in their zone of genius have no bounds to their energy. It's why you see a lot of people. You'll see, I don't care about your political affiliation, but you'll see Donald Trump on, X, formerly Twitter, at midnight, 1 a.m. in the morning. It's like, does this guy ever sleep? And this is what he loves to do.
Yeah.
You can be in your 70s, in your 80s, doing what it is that you love to do and still feel energized to do it because you're comprised of trillions of cells that all have mitochondria, that all have access to energy to give to you. So it's really hard for you to truly run out of energy. You just honestly, you probably get tired of stopping your own self, which is, that's a whole nother topic.
That's a whole nother topic. But actually, a book we're reading, actually for the second or third time, I forget how many times I've read it now, is 3 Feet from Gold by Sharon Lecter and Greg Reed. And the concept in that book, which I highly recommend everyone to read, is a lot of people, unfortunately, will stop when they're 3 feet from gold.
Yeah.
And you've talked about it and you've alluded to it right now is just go for it, just do it and keep going. So how do you try to help your clients that may be at that stage in life where they're like, I've gone so much and it's just not right there, but it's
like, is it worth it? And then they quit.
And then they quit. Like, what do you do, or what are some tactics and tools that you recommend?
Yes, the best tactic that I can say is for people to, I like to kind of take a holistic look at kind of what's going on with them, because you're going to feel the most resistance a majority of the time right before the thing that you want to have manifests.
Yep.
And it's like you think about planting a seed in the ground. You plant let's just say a mango seed, and before that, seed becomes a tree, it has to bud through the ground, and it's going to get the most amount of resistance just going through the ground. But once it starts to bud out through the ground, now it can start to see like, oh, this is what I've been manifesting this entire time.
Yes.
And literally the sky is the limit,
Yeah.
So just understanding that when you do start to feel resistance, understanding that you have to, I like to basically take it a step back and say, hey, celebrate at 90%. If you're not celebrating at 90%, you're not giving yourself the energy to push through that remaining 10%. Two things that happen. Colin Powell, I believe, he said he would never study more than like 80% for something, right? Like if he knew more than 80%, like he knew that he wasn't going to get it done. So only knowing about 80% of what you need to have done before you get it done is paramount, because you end up not overthinking that last 20%.
Yeah.
Because that last little bit is where people start to get trapped in their mind. They're like, okay, well, I think I want to get this done, but I don't know everything. And I need to read books. I need to go do these things. I need to have all this information. When in reality, how many books did you read before you started walking? Right? How many books did you read before you started talking? And it's not to say that that books are bad. Obviously, as you can see, I love books. But over educating yourself to the point where you're stuck in an analysis paralysis mode, that's what stops you from getting to that gold. Another thing is, like I kind of going back to that celebrating at 90%. Celebrating at 90% is similar to how you see people, if you've ever ran a marathon or seen people running a marathon, there's a reason why people are on the side, cheering you on. Because this is a journey. This is an entire journey. Knowing that you have everything, knowing that you have that support, knowing that people want to see you at that finish line allows you to kind of refuel and say, okay, this last 10%, I do have it. Because you spent so much time doubting yourself. You probably spent the majority of that 90%, doubting yourself. Don't allow that to be the thing that stops you, though. Celebrate at 90%.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's so good.
One topic that you just kind of alluded to is seeing them at the finish line, people cheering you on. And one of the concepts we talk about within our infinity model is community and how community supercharges everything. How does having someone by your side, like a mentor coach like yourself, holding you accountable, but also being there with you at the end, or just your community being there with you at the end, how does that help you get through those barriers, get through that burnout, get through those times when you don't have the energy to do anything?
We are social beings. We are social
Mm-hmm.
creatures.
Yeah.
There's a reason why we're talking. There's a reason why
Mm-hmm.
we have all of these different forms of communication.
Yeah.
And it's because naturally we operate best in family group style environments. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's great. I know people are like, oh, I don't need any external validation. No, we all do. We all need
You're
some
lying
type
to
of,
yourself.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you're lying to yourself. Even if it's the validation that you don't need any validation, you still needed validation of
Yes,
some
Right?
sort,
it's
right?
so true.
And yeah, I mean, we all have some external thing that we see that is a great reflection of, you know, love, community, all the
Mm-hmm.
things that are valuable to us,
Mm-hmm.
that resonate highly with us, so that when we're talking with somebody who's been through something like how we've been through it,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
then that kind of alleviates it. It lets you know that even though, yes, we were born into this world alone,
Mm-hmm.
right? We don't have to live in this world alone.
Nope.
No.
And y'all are obviously a married couple.
Mm-hmm.
I'm married as well.
Yeah.
Like I said, I have 3 children. The amount of love that I have for my children,
Mm-hmm.
it just grows every day.
So
And
true.
they also know that their parents have their back.
Mm-hmm.
And that just gives them the confidence to go out there and be the best versions of themselves
Yeah.
every day. Knowing that you have a coach that's right there, standing at the finish line,
Mm-hmm.
ready to cheer you on, ready to see you go through this hurdle, because that's just the end of one journey. The marathon doesn't stop at the finish line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Mm-mm.
It
This
doesn't.
life's a marathon.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Life's a marathon.
It just keeps
Everyone's here
going.
trying to like sprint it out and be like, well, why are you running so fast? Because at the end of life, you're dead.
Mm-hmm.
So why is everybody
Yeah,
in such a hurry
exactly.
to get there?
Yeah. I love that.
Look, being present is a superpower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're so many different places. When I pick up my phone and I'm on Facebook, now I'm in my friends' lives. I go on Instagram, I'm in these social media influencers' lives.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're in all of these different places, right? Like right now, I'm in California with y'all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true.
And y'all are in Houston with me.
Yep.
But
Mm-hmm.
we're in all of these different places, and we're very rarely where our feet are. And doing
so
that can be
true.
tiring. It can be tiring. So, of course, being present is extremely important.
We actually love that because that's a topic that we discuss a lot with our clients and our community is being more present wherever your feet are. If you're working, you are fully working. If you're at home, you're fully at home. What do you do, especially because, again, you're coaching high performers, you're coaching entrepreneurs, you're coaching people who are in go, 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 go mode. What do you tell them or how do you explain to them, hey, you got to be more present. Like there's a time and a place for everything. Presence, like you already mentioned, is a superpower. How do you explain that to them?
Well, the best way to explain that is to allow them to understand that the place that they are in their life is due to the decisions that they've already made.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not making decisions, like a lot of times it's not, people aren't even making the decisions that they would make by themselves. They're influenced to make a decision and they're not trusting themselves.
Yeah.
They're not being present with the problem. It's kind of like this, right? Imagine you're in your house, it's midnight, you have your keys in your hand, you drop your keys, and you can't find it.
Mm-hmm.
So then you say, okay, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go out there where the street lights are, and I'm going to use that light to help find my keys. You get out there, you're looking out there in the middle of the street, and somebody's like, hey, man, what are you doing out here? Well, I'm looking for my keys. Well, why don't you go back inside the house? Well, there's no light in there. The light is out here. Well,
Mm,
is that going to ever help you find your keys? It's not,
mm-mm.
right? Actually going to where the problem is, being present with the situation at hand, you know, hey man, do you have a flashlight? Let me take that flashlight
Yeah.
back inside the house
Yeah.
and actually find my keys. Your problems are only as big as you're making them, and not being present with them is what's causing that problem to magnify.
Ooh.
Because hey, yeah, I forgot my keys at midnight, but then now it's the morning. I need to go to work,
Mm-hmm.
right? You need to get back to the place where your situations have arise from.
Mm.
If you're not there, you're not giving yourself the opportunity to actually progress in life.
That's really good.
That is really good. At first, I was like, where's he going with this? You going out to the street for the light? What the heck? That's good. That's
Yeah.
a good one. I have to use
No,
that sometime.
that's awesome. Well, Anthony, we appreciate you being on our show. One of the main questions that we ask every single one of our guests, and we haven't gotten the same answer every single time, and it's why we love it. What are 3 golden nuggets you think our listeners should know based off of who you are and the conversation we had today?
The first golden nugget is the meaning of communication is the response that you get. Because like I said earlier, we are social creatures. We have to communicate with others to get what it is that we want. If your communication isn't landing well, if you're like, hey, every time I say this, my wife, my husband, my friends, my employees, they react in a way that I don't like, then the onus is on you to change how you're communicating.
Mm.
The second thing that I want to drop is that all we all have the power to be what it is that we want to be just by law. If we didn't have the desire to have that particular thing, then we wouldn't even aspire for it. That desire is given to us on a completely different plane. So everything that it is that you want to truly be in this life, you truly can if you allow yourself to.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last thing is to always remember that that you have trillions of cells in your body. You have all the energy, all the resources, the entire intellect, all of that to get everything that you want in your life. If you are doubting how much energy you have, hey, just look at the atomic bomb, right? Just one cell can do so much damage.
Mm-hmm.
But you as a human being have the power to truly move mountains, mathematically speaking.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are my nuggets.
Again, we haven't heard that one
We've
before. I
never
know
heard
if you're
those before.
listening, you haven't either.
Yep.
It's amazing.
It's
Well,
so good.
Anthony, thanks again for being on the show.
Yes, thank you.
If you're listening, follow along with Anthony on his journey. Follow him on Instagram. The links will be in our bio. Again, follow the Infinite Gold Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, the works.
If you like the show, share the show.
If this resonated with you, if you have any questions about the show or any future guests you'd like on it or any topics you want to discuss with us, don't be afraid to reach out to us, email us, DM us, and we'll be happy to work with you.
That's
Thanks
it.
again. Take care, everybody.
Toodles.